Hello, beautiful creatives. Welcome to Beginner's Mind, Art Mind. I'm Linda. This is Alana, my studio assistant, and I would like to welcome you back to week 3. I can't believe the time is flying by. Week 3 of my Christmas birthday giveaway, and where companies have sent me some gifts to demo and show you guys so that you guys can see if it's something that you might like. And then I, in turn, send gifts out to some people who have supported me, subscribers that have supported me through Patreon, Super Thanks, all the different ways. You can find out more about the giveaway on my Patreon, and that link is below the video. I wanted to take a minute before we dive into the video to wish all of you a happy holidays. Merry Christmas. If you celebrate, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, whatever it is that you celebrate. Alana and I would like to wish you a very happy, healthy, creative holiday. And I hope that for those of you that are alone, you can use your creativity to help you get through what might otherwise be a difficult time. I know that some of you are grieving. I know that many of my followers have autoimmune diseases and struggle with pain and illness. But please turn to your sketchbooks, whether you're having a happy holiday or a more difficult holiday. Turn to your creativity, and it never fails you. I promise you it will never fail you. It's always been there for me, and it's carried me through some very difficult times. So I wish you the very merriest holiday, and I will see you again in the new year. There are big plans for my channel for the new year. I think there's going to be some sort of radical changes to it, and we will be talking about that more in January. So I will see you then. I hope you enjoy this video, and if you do, I'd love it if you gave it a thumbs up, and if you subscribed if you'd like to see more. Happy holidays. Happy holidays. Hello, beautiful creatives. I am up here in the studio already. It's still dark out. I have so much to do today. Got to get these orders packed up for the winners of last week's week 2 giveaway. And it's Sasha and Robin who won. So this is going off to Canada, to Sasha, and I actually forget where Robin lives. Robin's in the US, but I've got to get these packed up and labeled. And then what I thought would be fun to do, this week's really generous gift is from KingArt, and it is a box of acrylics. And I have never tried KingArt's acrylics. And this is their professional line of acrylics, and we'll learn about it together. I don't know anything about it, so we'll learn about that together. And they were also generous enough to send a bunch of brushes. Okay, so it is week 3 of my birthday bash celebration, where I am receiving gifts from companies each week that I'm demoing for you, and I am giving out boxes full of gifts to people each week as well. So I thought I'd light a candle. I've been up since 4 o'clock in the morning. This giveaway has been a lot more work. This whole series has been a lot more work than I imagined it would be. Isn't that always the way with these things? But I'm going to light a candle. It's light out now, and it's starting to snow a little bit. And I just thought I would make it nice and cozy for myself. I've been having fun doing some mixed media winter landscapes in my sketchbooks, and it gave me the idea to test out this week's gift with doing some abstracted landscapes. So I want to really test out these acrylics and see how they work. And I thought maybe I would either tape off a large sheet of paper, or you tape individual sheets of paper onto a substrate and play with some abstracted landscapes, which are so much fun, and anybody can do them. And it's a great way to just sort of loosen up and have fun and explore some new paints and see how they work. So let's see what is in. This is a huge box. Oh, there's 48. in here. Wow, there's like multiple layers. So 48 vivid colors, rich pigments, thick creamy finish, non-toxic, fast drying, and artist quality. And it names all the colors here. I think what I'll do, I want to dive right into playing with these. And I think at some point I'll make a second video where I swatch out the colors, because I don't think I'll have time to do both. And I've done quite a few swatching videos in this series. So I think I'm going to dive right into, oh, look at some of these colors already. Delicate rose. I think I'm going to dive right into actually using them. They say that it's pro paints, professional quality paints. So let's pull these out. Wow. Oh my gosh. I can't wait to try these. There's so many paints in here. I can't fit them all in my camera view. Let's see, how can I do this? That is a lot of colors right there. So I'm trying to decide now if because there's so many colors, and doing a series of winter landscapes would really limit the colors I use. So that actually probably doesn't make sense. I probably should do just regular landscapes. That way I can enjoy more of the colors and demonstrate more of the colors for you guys. I think that's what I'll do. That would make more sense. So then what they also sent me, so I'm going to be able to demo these together, which is really fun. Let me pile these back up just to get them out of the way a little bit. They sent me a ton of brushes. So let me take these out. And you guys know me with brushes. I am a brush addict. I have tons of brushes. I often get really frustrated with my brushes. So I'm really looking forward to trying these brushes. Okay, so I have washed all of the starch out with my Master's brush soap. So these are all flexible again. And I can tell already that they have a fair amount of snap. And I'm going to really like that. I like my brushes to have a fair amount of snap. I love this size, and I love that it's an angle. So this is the KingArt Radiant Line Premium 3/4, and they call this one an angle shader. And I think I'm going to love this brush already. This one is the KingArt Radiant Line Premium 10, and this is their chisel blender, so it's a short flat. This is the Radiant Premium 8, size 8, and this is a long flat, and they call this a shader. This is also called a shader, and it's the Radiant Premium 12. That's a nice size. Again, the Radiant Line Premium 1/4 angle shader. I love angle shaders. They're so versatile. This is a shader, so it's a long flat, and it's the Radiant Line Premium 4. This is a round Radiant Line Premium 4. Look at the point on that. Really, I don't know if it's going to show, but wow, there is a nice point on that brush. It'll be interesting to see how they keep their points. This again is a round Radiant Line Premium 2. And again, look at that point. That is oh my gosh, I hope that's coming out. And now this is a different line. This is the Original Gold line. So this is a premium 1/2-inch angle shader. And this, oh, it's hard to say. This one feels like it has a nice snap too. It's hard to tell which one has more snap. Yeah, it's gonna have to work with them. This one, actually, when I was cleaning this one, okay, so this is the original gold line too. This is a round, and it's the premium 14 in the original gold. This holds a ton of water. I would think of this as being a watercolor brush. The belly of this brush held so much water. I can't, and it's very soft, and I can't wait to try this with watercolor. I think this will end up being, I don't see myself using this with acrylic. I think this will be a very nice watercolor brush. So that is a ton of brushes to try. And those of you that follow me know that I have problems with back pain. I was going to stand at my easel to do this. I think what I'm going to do instead, because we are having some snow and some weather changes, I think what I'm going to do is set up my drawing board and at least get started here at my desk so I can sit. I'm so excited to try these brushes out with these paints and see what we come up with some just abstract explorations, leaning landscape-ish. I don't know. We'll just see what, it's going to be very intuitive. We'll see what comes out. But let me get set up and then we will play. What I'm going to use for paper is this Strathmore mixed media. It's 18 by 24 inches. It's 187 pounds, 300 GM. It's their series 400, and I really love Strathmore paper, so I especially love their series 400 and 500. So I'm going to use this paper, and then what I think I'm going to do is tape it off into sections. I got to decide how many sections I'm going to do. If I'm just going to do 4, or I might go 2 here and 1 here. I don't know. I got to think about that for a minute. I'm going to tape it off, and then we're just going to play with little abstract paintings in each square. So I'll tape it off and I will be right back. So I taped it off with that Holbein tape that I was sent. So this is going to be another good test for this tape. So I just sort of roughly taped out some rectangles. The way it ended up on the size of the paper, I taped the paper to my drawing board, and I ended up with 8 sections, and they're different sizes, they're different heights. They're all in landscape mode, but they're a little bit different sizes on here. So I don't imagine I'm going to get to all 8 today. I'm imagining like maybe 4, but I just figured I would tape the whole paper down and then sort of move quickly through a series of abstract landscapes. Okay, let me figure out what I'm going to use for a palette for my paint, and whether or not I'm going to gesso the paper. I've got to make that decision. So maybe I'll gesso half of the paper and not the other half to see how the acrylics work on both. I think I'll do that. So I'll be right back. Okay, so I think I'm going to use my Gray Matters paper palette. I just won't put that much paint out at a time so that it doesn't dry out. I just don't want to get out a ton. I don't want to get out my wet palette and get out a ton of paint because I want to try a lot of different colors in these. So normally when I would do sort of this type of study, I would use the same colors and just rearrange the shape, use the same colors, move the values and the shapes around. This time, I want to try a lot of the colors, and I want to sort of test out their opacity and, quality, pigment qualities and things like that. So I'm going to be using a lot of different colors. Okay, so first I'm going to take, I have an Derwent Inktense outliner, which I don't believe is water soluble. I'll have to experiment with that. And I'm also going to take a Stabilo Marksol, which is aquarellable or water soluble. And I'm just going to sort of make some marks. It does. Oh, did I say? I forget if I said I gessoed this side. So what I did was I took this tool, this Catalyst color scraper. Is this Catalyst? Actually, it's not. It says West Design. Anyways, so I took this, put a very light coat of gesso on here, white gesso. So this side is gessoed, this side is not. So I'm going to take, maybe I'll start with the Derwent outliner and just, you know, not thinking too much, make some marks. And like I said, I probably won't stick with any of these marks. It's just a way to break the surface. This will also reveal how opaque the paint is, because if I have trouble losing my graphite lines, that'll let me know that the paint is pretty transparent, or if it covers it, it'll let me know that it's opaque. So this one, I'm just gonna put a mark like that. Palette, I'll put out some yellow ochre. My hard part is going to be not putting out too much paint, because I like to put out a lot of paint. What was this called? Red ochre. I want to try that. Kind of a fall Indian red color. Definitely put out some white for sure. Put a pretty good blob of white up there. It's got a nice texture to it. This is gray. I'm going to try putting out a little gray. Oh yeah, light gray blue. It looks more violet to me right now, but yeah, it looks kind of violet. But we'll try that. We'll try just a pinch of this sky blue. In a lot of brands, sky blue has phthalo in it. This doesn't really look phthalo-ish to me, but it could be, so I want to be careful I don't take too much. And maybe some browns, raw umber, and brown. I don't know what's in this brown, but I'm going to want a good dark brown. So what I may do is take some brown and then also take some Payne's Gray. And that way I can mix a really nice dark with the two of those. Something a little more of a chromatic yellow. It's hard to say since I'm not familiar with the colors. But we're going to start with that. And do I want to just block in big shapes with my biggest brush? This one? I think I will, maybe. Maybe I will do that. See, I'm going to wish I put out more paint already, I can tell. Yeah, I'm going to want more paint. So far, I'm liking the brush. And my graphite lines are showing through, but you know, I don't mind that. I kind of like having those lines show through. I don't want to get too attached to the first layer, and I don't want to spend too much time on it. You don't want too much water on your brush, I can tell already. You want to, the paint is almost like it's the perfect consistency as it is. So you want to just kind of not water it down too much. Let's blue up some of these snowy areas a little bit with that. What was that called? Light gray blue. I'm hitting the other blue. Interesting. Okay. Didn't mean to do that, but I'm going to leave it and see what happens. what do I want in the background? Maybe I'll mix some gray with some Payne's gray, a little bit of Payne's gray, and a little bit of that light bluish color. Let's just see what happens. Oh, I got a lot of water. So these brushes do hold a good fair amount of water, so you want to keep that in mind. So the white has good covering power. It's covering up the bottom layers pretty well. As long as you don't have a ton of water on your brush. I've got to get used to controlling the water. I need to, when I wash my brush, I need to dry it off a little bit more. Now I want to take a scratcher and scratch down. I think I need a little of that gray mix in here first. And then go. I'm going to add some of that brown to that pile. Just kind of bring a line back. I'm liking this brush a lot. You can really, it's got a really nice chiseled edge. Super nice, actually. Okay, so I'm gonna, do I want any of that over here? Maybe a little bit. I don't know. Boy, I hope that is showing how nice that edge is chiseling. Let me try popping another layer in here in some areas. Some of that red around the edge. And I think I'm going to, let's see, scratch some scratches in here. And then I just keep thinking pink, that I want to add some pink. So there was this really nice delicate rose. Let me see if I add some of that into the sky, how I make out. I've still got some of this other blue. Grab a little bit of that sky blue, was it called? And that's kind of close to the color I have below. But if I grab some of this peachy pink and run that along the horizon. I think that might do the trick. I'm mixing the colors that I have on my palette already. You know, sort of like keeping a mother color pile. I'm not sure how shiny this paint is going to be when it's dry. I just wanted to try to get like a peak of blue sky right on the edge of that pink. I feel like this could possibly be darker. And this could actually have a little violet. So there's this violet, light purple. Okay, I'm going to darken this forward area with some Payne's Gray and some brown mixed together. This came out more brown than I meant it. I meant it to be more Payne's Gray. Wow, love the edge on this brush. Truly I do. Very nice. Okay, I'm not even going to clean my brush. I'm just going to grab some more Payne's Gray and come in here with that Payne's Gray. This brush is incredibly versatile. Can just soften those edges a little bit. Feel like they're a little chiselly. It stays really nice and workable for quite a while, this paint. I'm actually really surprised. Right now I'm just kind of fooling around with different colors in this background, seeing what happens, how the different colors layer over each other so that I can get some variance in there. Whether it looks like distant trees or what, doesn't really matter as long as it's some change in values and shapes. I feel like maybe there would be some of that peachy color reflected from the sky in areas. And I think probably going to leave it there. Intuitively, I feel like if I mixed, that might be too light. I was thinking if I mixed some of that brown with that peach and just sort of went over this edge a little bit. I don't want to get my shapes too distinct, but I do want shapes within my shapes. And I like that. I think that worked. Scraping down a little bit on that. Scraping various marks with a piece of a credit card. Try to suggest a tree line back here. And that worked nicely. And again, this paint is staying workable for quite a while. It's really, really surprising me. I mean, how long ago did I lay down that background and I'm still going back into it? I'm so surprised that it's allowing me to do that. I feel like this one was a warm-up for me. I feel like, yeah, I feel like I needed to warm up. Oh, I like that. Okay. And at some point, I think when you're doing these kind of studies, You do need to make yourself, oh, I put it in the purple, but you know what? I don't hate it. I don't hate it. I'm going to bring it right down. That's interesting. Very serendipitous. Okay, now that's it. I'm going to put a little more white here, and then I do need to move on because I'm going to overwork this. I'm going to lose the freshness of it. I'm trying to get a thick coat of paint. There we go. That's what I wanted, a thick slab of paint there. Okay, that is all my back is going to give me. I'll show you the brushes that I did use during this session, and I can't wait to try some of the other brushes for you. This was the, I got paint all over it, Premium 3/4 Radiant Angle Shader. the Premium 2 Radiant Round, Premium 1/4 inch Radiant, angle shader, and this is the Shader Premium 12 Radiant line. So I really, really enjoyed working with the Radiant line. Yeah, let me wash my brushes, let this dry, and then I'll do a tape pull and we'll take a look at them. But just those, how many brushes? 1, 2, 3, just those 4 brushes. I still have these brushes to try. And, you know, I would use each of these in a different kind of painting, but I can't wait to experiment more with these. This was fun. This was fun, just playing, testing out brushes and paints and not worrying about what things were coming out looking like. Wow, this was really enjoyable. I've just been having fun with all these new art supplies, and I hope you guys are enjoying the art supplies that you are going to be getting in the mail from me during the giveaway. Let's pull some tape. Now, remember, this is the Holbein tape, and that's right. This side was gessoed, and that side was not. And I don't think I noticed any difference on this Strathmore paper with this paint. I'm wondering if this looks madder. And this, yeah, I do believe the side without the gesso is a little madder, and that this is a little shinier because this sunk into the paper and this sat on top of the gesso. So, but that's kind of the only difference I'm really noticing. This tape is amazing, by the way. It does not tear the paper, not one bit. Yeah, it just, wow, it just comes off so easily. That's nice. Really, really, really like this tape. Wow. So if you wanted to keep the shine down on these paints, I would recommend painting on ungessoed paper. And you could also add Golden Super Matte Medium. I didn't play around with any mediums on this because I really wanted to see how the paint performed on its own. So I didn't want to, you know, affect it with adding mediums. But I love the viscosity of the paint. I love that you can get chunky marks with your brush, but you can also get really smooth applications of transparent layers. You can still see some of the pencil marks underneath. I liked the color mixing. I didn't have any problems color mixing. When I saw that it didn't have pigment numbers on it, I worried that you can see how much shinier it is on the side that I gessoed, where the paint is sitting on the surface of the gesso, and where it's sitting on the paper, it's more of like a satin finish on this side. It's not as shiny. So, yeah, absolutely no problems with color mixing. You know, texture, I loved it. Opacity, I loved it. Yeah, I don't really have anything that I could complain about it. This was really fun. Really enjoyed playing with these paints. Loved the brushes. I didn't get to try the original gold ones. Yeah, I'm going to try these with watercolor. At least this one for sure with watercolor. So I'll demo these in another video. If you do order this set of 48, I highly recommend picking up a tube of white because the white goes really fast. I blew through at least half a tube of white on these landscapes. Super fun playing with these paints. This, you know, sort of a sample kit of 48 gives you a wide selection of colors to test to see what colors you might like. But here's the brushes. And I will be demoing all of this again. I'll probably be swatching these out, doing some color mixing. I mean, there's a lot of different things that we can do with these. If you're interested in seeing me swatch these out, please let me know in the comments below, and I would be happy to swatch each one out in my swatch book for you guys. I will link all of the materials that I used in the video below, and I am going to show a clip of what is going to be given away in week 3 of the giveaway at the end of this video. So week one giveaway has already been shipped out, except for to the person in Canada, because I found out that the United States is temporarily not shipping to Canada. So I'll have to keep an eye on that. At least as of today, there's a ban on shipping. So if you enter the giveaway, please answer my questions to you either in the row of comments or with the private messages I send to you, because there's sometimes things that I need to talk to you about in regards to shipping, and I have some people that are not responding when I ask them questions in the comments and when I send them an email. So please, if you're in the giveaway, look at, when you make a comment, look below the comment and answer any questions. That's so, so helpful for me. And okay, so stay tuned. I'll show you what's being given away in week 3 of the giveaway. Week 2's winner will be drawn on Thursday. Drawn and announced on Patreon on Thursday. Since this is already a crazy long video, I am going to very quickly go through what the giveaway prize is for week 3. So again, there is a pile of things for people who live in the US, and because shipping is so crazy now, there are a couple of things that in case the name that is drawn is from someone outside of the US, this is the pile that would be given. So there's a little watercolor painting that I did a few years ago, and there is one of my hand-painted silk scarves. This is on Habodi silk or China silk. That would be the prize for anyone that, if the name that's drawn lives outside of the United States. So that scarf is a $40 value, and then you get the painting on top of that. For the US, this is sort of a drawing themed box. This is the Reflections journal, 4x6, 80 sheets, 160 pages, 110 grams, 70-pound, acid-free. This is the same sketchbook that you guys have seen in many, many videos that I did my magic journals in. The only difference is these are spiral bound. So these did take wet media remarkably well for such lightweight paper. And this was what I did for a year for a gratitude journal. And there's lots and lots of videos where you can see me working in these sketchbooks. And this was a different year that I did my gratitude journal in. Same kind of sketchbook, just in a perfect binding, not a spiral binding, and it's got a little loop for a pencil there. This is a container with all 3 different sizes, I think, of willow charcoal. Yeah, 1, 2, 3 different sizes of willow charcoal. So that is that set. Creative Mark, willow charcoal, multi-diameter assortment, 15 pieces. Okay, so that's that. I love this angel on here. And then there is another etcher mirror. I think it was week 2's giveaway that had the etcher mirror. So this is another etcher mirror that we're giving away. They got the plexiglass. You've got the instructions. Some paper that came with it. The paper really is nothing to write home about. It's not great paper, so that doesn't really matter. And then the stand that you put together to put your iPad or your phone and your plexiglass in, so that you can trace whatever it is that you want to trace. And there's instructions that you can follow And I think there's even a barcode that you can scan to get online instructions. So the etcher mirror, the charcoal, the journal, and then this little pouch is sort of a sampling of things that you might want to try if you have never tried them for drawing or mixed media. There are 2 Ecoline brush pens, deep green, and this one is sand yellow. These are refillable. You can refill these with Ecoline inks. A multicolor pencil, drawing pencil. These are super fun. You've seen me use these in my videos. There's 2 of those in different color combinations. A Conte crayon. This is a 2B Conte crayon. A graphite. This is a Lyra water-soluble graphite. So this is really fun to work with. You can draw and then you can put gesso on top of it or water. 2 Tombos. This is a 553 and a 947. So a blue and a brown. This is a Stabilo. If you've never tried a Stabilo, you're going to have so much fun with this. It's a water soluble. They also call them Mark Sol. They write on anything, but you can put this on paper. And again, like with the graphite, you can spray it to wet it down. You can wet it with a brush and get shading, or you can use it with gesso. And this is along the same lines. This is a Derwent Graphitone. This is their graphite. This is a 2B and it's water soluble. So that is the drawing kit if you're in the US. Lots of different things to try and explore. And a nice toy to play with. That etcher thing is a nice, fun toy to play with. And then if you're overseas, you would get the scarf in the painting. So we will draw the name for week 3 next Thursday. Gets a little confusing because the filming dates are different. We actually just drew a name yesterday, which in real world time hasn't happened yet because, you know, editing and filming and stuff is ahead of time. But that is the week 3 giveaway. Go on over to Patreon. The link is below my video. Read the guidelines for week 3. Make sure you're entering under week 3. I'm not going to go look back under the week 1 video or the week 2 video. Things have gotten a little scattered. I have people messaging me on Instagram. Somebody somehow got my email, and that's a little creepy. I don't know how that happened because I have my email locked down pretty well. So, yeah, don't do that. Don't send me emails asking me questions about the giveaway. Send me a private message on Patreon. Ask me in the comments underneath the video. Yeah, things like that. So, yeah, okay. I hope you guys have fun. You know, I hope everybody has really been enjoying these giveaways. I really did spend some time thinking about what the best items were to put together for these. So I'm just like really excited for people to be blessed by them. I will see you in the next video. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, whatever you celebrate. God bless you guys, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.